This is the most accurate Liberty Falls Easter egg guide. The Gobblegums you should run are Wall Power for the GS45, which when Pack-a-Punch gives you a single Mustang and, well, Sally. Shields Up and Free Fire for the boss fight, and Wonder Bar if you don't want to build the Jetgun, because you do need it for the boss fight. To start this Easter egg, you want to go to the church and interact with this machine in here to start some dialogue with Panos. For the next step, you need to build the Jetgun. Now don't worry, I'm not going to make you go to another video to learn how to build the Jetgun. Aren't you glad you're watching the most accurate Liberty Falls Easter egg guide? And also, to help you get some good loot fast, I'm also going to show you how to use your loot keys. You don't have to do this for the Easter egg by any means, but it is possible you could get a ray gun from the loot key, and that ray gun pool would carry you through the boss fight, so it's up to you. If you know how to do the loot keys though, skip to this timestamp for the Jetgun tutorial, and if you know both of these things, then skip to this timestamp to continue on with the Easter egg. To use your loot keys, you have to unlock the vault near Juggernog, and to unlock the vault near Juggernog, you have to find 3 codes around the map. You can find the first code right next to the vault. You can find it on the sticky note on the desk. Write it down or take a picture, whatever you have to do, and come to the comic store near Quick Revive to grab the second one. Jump inside this square of desks to find your second code. Again, write it down and make your way to Liberty Lanes for the third and final code. Come up to this counter and shoot the drinks out of the way to find your third and final code. Once you have all 3, return to the vault and put them in the vault. The order I showed you the codes in is the order you have to put them in the vault. Also, zombies won't go after you while you're putting in the code, so don't worry about them either. Once you put the code in, the vault will open and you can interact with it to go behind it, and there will be some points on the ground and maybe a score streak if you're lucky. But more importantly, you can use your loot keys on these safety deposit boxes for some loot. The loot keys have the same rarity system that the weapons do in this game, so the higher rarity your loot key is, the better rewards you'll get. To start the Jetgun, you need to go to the second floor of the motel near spawn, and zombies will fly out of the door next to the one with the caution tape on it. Kill them, and in this room is where you'll build the Jetgun. Now that you unlock this room, you gotta grab 3 parts, the first of which is the pressure gauge. Come to this area in the map, and in the front of the Lily's Flower Pot store, grab the water valve here. Once you have it, go to Liberty Lanes. Get to the last zombie before you do this next step, because it is by far the hardest part about doing this, especially on solo. Shoot this protective box off, and now you gotta interact to turn the water valve, and you gotta hold your interact button down until the progress bar on the left side of the screen fills all the way up. Zombies will keep spawning during this, so craft it as long as you can, and once the zombies overwhelm you, train them up right in front of here and kill them with a lethal, and just rinse and repeat. Once you fill it up, the water pressure gauge will fall on the ground right in front of it. Pick it up, and that is the first part that you need. Thankfully, the other 2 parts are much easier. To get the second part, you want to hang around in the graveyard area until the groundskeeper spawns. His name would be the groundskeeper if you have zombie names on, but if you don't, then you're looking for a zombie with overalls. Once you see him, kill him and grab the key that he drops. Now from the graveyard, take the same path that I'm going and unlock this shed and grab the handbrake. To get the final part, you either need to get a mutant injection or a mangler cannon. Once you have it, come to the Radio House store near Quick Revive and pull out the mangler cannon and shoot the doors. Now go in the store and interact with the piles of garbage on the floor. There's like 5 or 6 piles of junk in here in total, but keep interacting with them until you get the electrical wires. Once you have it, grab it and return to the motel and build the Jetgun. Now that you have the Jetgun, you need to suck up 3 objects around the map. The first is in the church. If you remember where Panos was talking, it's to the left of it. Suck it up with the Jetgun until you get a yellow outline on your screen. To get the second one, you want to get on the roof near Speed Cola and jump onto the white truck. Now you can suck up the second one in this house. And the last one is in the comic store. It's above the ceiling and you can suck it up next to the desks in the middle. Now take the zipline from either the spawn roof or the graveyard to get to what I'm gonna call the hub. Come to the corner of the hub and craft the LTG. And also, while you're here, buy some ziplines if you have the cash. It'll make traversing this map a lot easier. Before we start the next step, go to the machine in the church and grab a canister and take the ziplines to spawn and drop it on the ground here. I say take the ziplines because you can't run with the canister. Now come near the radio store from the Jetgun Easter egg and place the LTG down here. Now you need to protect it from zombies for 1 minute. Since you have the Jetgun, you'll be fine. However, if you somehow fail this step, then you can try this again on the next round. After it finishes, an HVT will spawn, either a mangler or an abomination. Damage them until they have purple mist around them, which is when they're under like 20% HP. Now take him to where you place the canister, and when he's near it, run over here and activate the soul generator trap. If he tries to get out the purple area on the ground, just run through it real quick to try and lure him back to the middle. You can stand in it for like 2 or 3 seconds without taking damage. If he had the purple mist around him, then the trap will put his soul in the canister. If it didn't, then you can interact with the LTG again on the next round to spawn another HVT in. Thankfully, you don't have to defend it though. Now grab the canister and place it in the machine in the church. When you do, a compartment will open and you can grab the Strauss counter. Pick it up, and now we need to visit 3 computers around the map and use the Strauss counter near them. Match the color of the Strauss counter to the light of the computer. So if the Strauss counter says light and it's green, then change the light on the computer to green. If it's medium, change it to yellow, and if it's high, change it to red. The 3 satellites are located: number 1 near the shed for the Jetgun, the second you can get to from the hub roof. Buy this debris and drop down here to get to the second one, and the last one is near PhD Flopper on this hill. If you did this right and nothing happens, then try changing one of them to either red or green, and just see if anything happens. This step is kinda glitchy. When you do this correct though, they'll move and clear out the dark ether smoke that was on the machine near spawn. So head back to spawn and grab the canister from it, and place it on the ground near the trap near Speed Cola. And if you haven't figured it out by now, then yes, we are doing the same step that we just did again. Now go back to where you did the first defense challenge of pick up the LTG. Now place it under this dark ether cloud in the graveyard. Same thing for this one. Defend it for a minute and then an HVT will spawn. Get him to around 20% health until he has a purple mist around him, and take him near where you place the canister, and when he's near the canister, activate the soul generator to capture his soul, and then take the canister and place it in the machine in the church. Now it is time for the boss fight. If you have a single Pack-a-Punch Jetgun, then that can take care of the zombies, but the boss enemies in here are pretty strong, so if I were you, I would try to get a ray gun. The Sally will be good for the manglers, but not the Abomination. Also get Juggernog, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, PhD if you have the ray gun or the Sally, and Stamina up. And also get a mutant injection if you can. When you're ready for the boss fight, interact with the machine, and now you will be trapped in the church. Now you have to survive in here against 3 waves of zombies. The first phase will be just normal zombies and manglers. The second phase will be normal zombies, manglers, and a mangler HVT. And the third phase will be normal zombies, manglers, and an abomination HVT. And these HVTs are pretty strong. They're tanky and they're pretty fast too. Also, all the zombies in here are super sprinters, so stay on the run at all times. After you beat the first phase, a max armor will spawn near the machine, and after you beat the second phase, a max ammo will spawn on the other side of the church. Now finally, when you beat the third and final phase, you will get a scripted down, and when you get this, congratulations, you have successfully beaten the Liberty Falls Easter egg. We're gonna end it here to avoid spoilers, so you guys can see it on your own. If you beat it thanks to this guide, make sure you drop a like. And should I make a Terminus Easter egg guide too? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks for watching, shout out to all my members, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, everyone.